Yeah, that's Hola. Sorry.
Hey, bro. How you good? Seems like you and I are always in the same place.
Here's my
in the right place.
Hi. Well, yeah, and Daisy.
Yes. Yeah.
You were just asking? How would I just fit this?
Because I don't pronounce it. Oh, you've been doing it. Yeah.
What's my name?
Her name is Yeah.
These are all your partners.
The industry.
Oh, I feel like I spent a lot of my time here.
I know. With different subjects. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah.
Ladies, beautiful women of EP2.0, please put your hands together for Mr. Real Stevens. We need a round of applause. Please a round of applause. All right, let's all sit down. Thank you very much for giving time out of that and enjoy what Mr. West is going to share with you guys. You guys are blessed. So have a fantastic 16 and be open. Bring out your pen and paper and please jot down things. Jot things down. Mr. Mr. Man is here. Please, Mr. Man, stand up. Thank you so much for arriving. You will be dealt with.
Good morning. I'm Amanda Rose Brown, Deputy Public Affairs Officer. I have met the majority of you, I think if not all of you, and we're so glad that we can do what we're calling AWE 2.0. And it's because, tech is the future. So many of you have so many great businesses, and I can tell you honestly, so I'll tell you a story. I went home to the States this summer, and I go home and I'm like, oh, I want to go, let me see what this restaurant looks like. And I go on Instagram to open it up. There's nothing on Instagram about restaurants in the United States. It's not like how it is here. Because I've gotten so used to being in Nigeria where in Lagos specifically, if you want to know anything about the quality of a restaurant, of skincare, of a spa, clothing, I buy so many clothes off Instagram. So if any of you have a business, let me know at the end. I'll start following you. But so that's why we did this, because it's such a unique place in which social media, digital content creation drives businesses and brings revenue to your businesses. So we hope that all of you who are here today are learning something and will take a lot back, again, to grow your business. So I just wanted to take a moment to say hello. I'll be here for the rest of the day and we'll be here for the following days. But it really is my pleasure to introduce the Consul General, who I know many of you also know, who is a big proponent of the Academy for Women Entrepreneurs. So again, my pleasure to welcome Consul General Wilson. Hi, everybody. Come on. I've been waiting all week for this. And I'm so excited to be with my people. I think I'm giving makeup. I'm not going to last long.
very long. Okay, good. It is so awesome to be here. I have to tell you that, like, I've been talking to India. She was probably the third person I met when I was in Nigeria, because I love the Academy movement on. Yeah, okay, there. You couldn't hear me. That's why you were laughing at my jokes. They were really funny. Anyway, I have to tell you that I met India my first week in Lagos over 2 years ago, and I pulled her aside and I said, "You and I are going to be close friends, because you are in charge of the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs, and that is my favorite program." And why is it? It has very little to do with the program and a lot, everything to do with you. You are such an inspiration. And I want you to know that. I hope you feel that. Like, the work that you do, the commitment you give to building up your communities, each other, your families, and Nigeria is what gives me faith in this country. It's a tough place. It doesn't work. It's a tough place to live. It's been a rough couple of years. And so seeing you, engaging with you, that's why I said I literally have been looking forward to this all week. Because I love you. I want to be with you. And I'll tell my wife but you are the very backbone of this economy. This is where the growth is coming from. 90% of businesses in Nigeria are small and medium enterprises. And 40% of those are owned by women. And probably those are the 40% that are profitable. Are the ones that are owned by women. And so having the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs, where we support you and we support your growth and connect you to the United States, is such a cool thing. But two things I want to talk about. First of all, how you support each other. This, to me, it's what sets apart AWE in Nigeria from AWE in other countries. It's the cohorts. It's the fact that you stay connected, that you have your WhatsApp groups. I tell you, every time I meet with one alumni of the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs, she takes a selfie, and then she sends it to her WhatsApp group from that cohort. And then I'll see the next someone else, like several months later, like, "I saw you and you met with BC, and she took a picture. I need a picture." So if you need pictures to brag to your friends, that's okay. At least that's one of the few pictures I actually know where they go, because people take pictures all the time. But I love that you're supporting each other, investing in each other, and seeing each other grow. This weekend, I had the opportunity to celebrate Mo Abudu's 60th birthday. She doesn't look a day over 25, but she's 60. She had this huge birthday celebration. Do you know who organized it? Do you know? Okay. A 2023 Academy of Women Entrepreneurs alumna. And it was like the coolest party I've been to in Lagos. I've been to a lot of parties, even the ones at my house. But they had like all these different things. And she was telling me about the digital skills that she's learning, the things that she took from Academy of Women Entrepreneurs, how she involved other members of her cohort in the party. That's the support I'm talking about. And I love it, and I think you need to recognize how special it is. The second thing I want to talk to you about is two things, actually two more things. One, I want you to pay it forward. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah. So you've found this incredible community and this network that you support each other. Grow that network. Pay it forward to the next entrepreneur who comes and gives her your hand and say, can you help me? Help her. Help her be successful and bring her into the network of Academy of Women Entrepreneurs and teach what you've learned to the people that you meet, because that's how we grow the economy, that's how we get the next generation of leaders. You are now leaders. One thing they taught me, I got promoted a few years ago into what they call the senior ranks in the U.S. Department of State. And a good friend of mine, we were having it was a long day, we were sitting in the couches outside the State Department, and he and I both just got promoted. He said, "Well, how do you feel?" And I said, "I feel really good." And he's like, "You know, the problem, we are now they." So how often do you sit and complain about, "I wish they would fix that," I wish they would get their act together and take responsibility. I wish they would get that fixed. Well, guess what, ladies? You are now they. You're the leaders that the next generation is looking up to. And you're the ones that we are going to rely on. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, and I'm going to tell you what we can do for you. Can I come down now? Thank you. So a couple of things that I want you to think about, taking away how we can support you. Right? You're alumni of the Cafe Women Entrepreneurs. Which means you're part of our global alumni network all around the world, and we can give you extra grants and investments from Amanda and her team. So if there are things that you need. How many of you got grants from the U.S. Africa Development Foundation, USADF? One? Oh, okay, over there. All right. So, two, at least two. So USADF, which, congratulations. It gives grants to a Cafe Women Entrepreneurs every year. Alumni, I think 10 grants of $10,000 each. Does that sound right? It's more this year. Okay, it's even more this year. Great. So USADF. Whenever I talk about our economic relationship with Nigeria, I use what I call the toolkit. USADF is sort of the very small entry point, but there are multiple other tools that we can use. So the Foreign Commercial Service, our Ministry of Trade, has a very active office here in Lagos, and you need to get to know them. They do a bunch of things to help. One, if you want to bring partners in, trade from the United States, if you want to import goods and services from the United States, they run this thing called Networking with the United States, NUSA, because it's a government, so we have to have an acronym, where we connect willing, interested companies here in Nigeria with companies in the United States and make that introduction, that matchmaking. So maybe you want to bring in technology equipment, or you have some sort of e-services company that provides some sort of widget that you need to get from the United States. We can make that introduction. We can find that. So if you want to do that, ask me, ask Amanda, ask Julie. They will connect you with the team networking with the U.S. Second aspect of that, if you want to go to the U.S. to learn about an industry, to participate, you can do that. The commercial office that we have does that every year. Last year, India was there for a program called Select USA. It felt like it was just a few months ago. Yeah. Select USA, and there was actually a special program called Select Women in Tech. We were helping you who want to bring your tech companies onshore to the United States. Maybe open up an office, a window office where you can engage with U.S. clients and customers. That program that happens every year. Every year we lead a delegation of 70, 80 Nigerian companies who want to come and are looking at opening up operations in the United States. And I've seen Nigerian women entrepreneurs do it in tech. I saw this amazing woman who makes like Moringa teas, and she opened up an office to do tea packaging. She's exporting the raw materials from Nigeria, now packaging them and selling them directly to the U.S. market. So that is something else. So one, NUSA, networking with the U.S. Two, Select USA. We also do it in a variety of like trade expos. So maybe you want to go to like the Consumer Goods Fair or Consumer Electronics CES, which is this global consumer electronics. It's like the biggest consumer electronics exhibition every year in the United States in Las Vegas. We send delegations of Nigerians to that every year. So if you're interested in that, we can register you and help you get expedited visa appointments. It's like my only superpower is expedited visa appointments. And connect you with partners in the U.S. Because now you are part of our network, right? That's why you're here. You're our alumni, and you have a special relationship. So please think of us as your partners. And as you want to grow your businesses and you want to develop, continue to come to us and ask, right? How many of you? This is probably not. This is probably the right audience. How many like basketball? I love basketball. Or how about soccer? Fine. You watched Premier League last night. You lost. My team got destroyed. They won. But in any case, the great Michael Jordan once said, "You miss every shot you don't take." Which I always feel silly telling Nigerians that, because Nigerians are never hesitant to take a shot. It's one of the things I love, is that willingness to just get after it and go and act. So act. It's very possible that we have something that exists already that we can use to help you, or you can come and ask, and we might create it. It might be such an amazing idea that we'll create something new. Like this conference. It's the first time anyone's ever done an all-way 2.0. This idea of networking our alumni, coming together, taking stock, and growing. So I hope you feel the love. I feel it when I see you. I'm so inspired to be here. I'm really looking forward to hearing a little more. Do I have a little more time? Good. I want to take a few questions. I don't do this very often. But I want to take a few questions. So let's hear it. Who's got questions? Come on. Ah, there she is. Have you introduce yourself and tell me about your business too?
Thank you so very much for taking time to be here. My name is Tasha. I'm into shipping and marketing. And I also spices. And my question is, I'm a member.
You are a member. A new member. It does exist. I didn't make it up.
No, you did not. And I want to appreciate what I'm doing for our ego. What you're doing, bringing more women together, sharing ideas in networking. My question is, how do you progress people that are not?
Yes. Okay, that's a great question. So, how do we pay it forward, ladies? Right. First of all, I love this. Okay. Think of your next question and raise your hand. I love that you have a few things that you do. You have a maritime and shipping business. You have an NGO, and you're the spices. Is that like? It's like you probably have a business where you make spices. You got processing, right? It's like such a Nigerian thing. Everybody has like 3 hustles. It's so I get so embarrassed, right? Like, I'm just sitting there, that's all I do. I have one job. I don't have 3 jobs. Yeah. It's an embarrassment, yeah. Okay. Welcome home. Welcome home. Well, I love it, and it's inspiration to me. So how do we grow and grow the network, right? The Academy of Women Entrepreneurs is never going to become, we're not ever going to be able to train everybody the way we train. It's not possible. That matter of like investment. And quite honestly, that's not the United States government's job, right? It's not my job and my government's taxpayers' job to train all of you, everybody who wants to do this. Which is why I put it on you, pay it forward. Figure out how can you and your community, whether that's where you live, where you work, how can you pay it forward? How can you develop the next generation and bring it forward? And share the gospel of Lusa, or what you learned and what you developed. That's what this is all about today. So I love being a mirror and saying, bounce right back off me and go to you. I think the way to grow it and expand it is not to look to the United States and say, give us more money, make more. We'll continue to invest, but it's always meant to be catalytic, right? When the United States government gives these types of programs, it's meant to catalyze and pay forward to the next generation. So I look to you for examples, and if you have something awesome you want to do, come in and say, hey, I'm an alumna. I want to do this thing where I'm from. No, I live in, where are you from? Are you from Lagos? Oh, okay, perfect. I live in Akwa Ibom, and I want to do this thing, and I want to develop my entrepreneurs. And oh, by the way, Accent Mobile has a massive investment in Akwa Ibom. Maybe we can connect you, and you can invest in you with us, and you can grow it. So that's my cop-out of an answer. Sorry. All right, thanks. Okay. Oh, wow. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go over here, and then we'll go over there. You're next. Hi.
Thank you very much. My name is
What's your question?
Joy. I'm a business provider. I repair cars. I fix business. So I put that where you don't always any of the service provider. So how do we creating these opportunities. Yeah, so I want to know how do we fit? So I don't export. Instead, I bring in spare parts.
Well, that's exactly right. You bring in spare parts.
Yes.
They do German cars, which are like.
Get German cars.
No kidding. I mean, if it were Ford, that would be like right on you. But that's a great question. So you're bringing in spare parts, right?
Yes.
So this is a perfect example of where NUSA could be helpful. If you were bringing in spare parts that were made in the United States, or wanted to bring in spare parts, maybe you want to grow your business to service Chevrolet and Ford, we can connect you with those part producers in the United States and help make that introduction. One of the issues that Nigeria has, and I'm sure all of you as business people have run into this, if you pick up the phone and call a manufacturer in the United States and say, "Hi, I'm from Nigeria, I want to buy $10 million worth of your stuff," like, it's a problem. And so that's what NUSA exists to do. We will make that introduction. You can come to our commercial team, and they will call and say, "We're the U.S. Department of Commerce, and we found a willing buyer in Nigeria. Let us make that introduction." And that's exactly what we play. So we can help you with parts, we can help you with services. It doesn't have to be things. It can be services. Maybe you have a partner who has the IT solution that helps you figure out how to manage this network, and you want to find out how they do how Jiffy Lube works in the United States, for example. That's the kind of work that we can do. Thanks. Let me go over here to this young lady. Hi.
My name is Rachel, and I make an fabric bags for men and women. So I want to have a question similar to what they asked before, from the point of small businesses like mine wanting to export to the United States. Because I know that exporting can cost quite a lot for small businesses. So my question is, how can we mitigate it and make sure that while we are exporting our products, we do not do so at very high rates in a way that small businesses have to go across?
Perfect. Great question. Thanks, Rachel. So I love that you brought me, it's like I planted these questions, they didn't even know I was going to ask questions. So one thing I did not talk about is export to the United States. So under AGOA, the African Growth and Opportunities Act, you can export over 3,000 categories of goods duty-free to the United States. So it is a unilateral trade concession, which means we give it without any expectation of return from Nigeria. You can export your handbags to the United States duty-free, which means if you're compared to a handbag coming from, China, where there is duty, your goods are coming in at an advantage. You have a comparative advantage to the goods that you're to competitors. And that African Growth and Opportunities Act, AGOA, applies to something like 36 African nations. And I have a close friend, actually India's partner in crime in South Africa, who manages the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs. She sells her handbags at, is it Neiman Marcus? Neiman Marcus and Macy's and a few other high-end stores in New York City, Washington, D.C. She sells thousands of her handbags from South Africa under AGOA. Now the problem you hit on is an important one, and one I would encourage you to talk to India about. She and I have talked about this. She has a plan, always. Let's give her that. So you may produce low-cost products here, and you're not facing any import restrictions in the United States, but you still need to get your stuff from here to there. And that's a big bridge, right? And this is where I think, again, you're a network, right? You may make handbags. There may be somebody here who makes earrings. And there may be somebody else who makes dresses. And somebody else who makes footwear. And so it's going to be easier for you to ensure, containerize, find markets, find shelf space if you work together, right? So you alone may have a really hard time figuring out how to get those goods to a willing buyer in the United States. But if you work together and find a few partners, and I know about several different entities who are doing this, There's a group that we work with called Africa Food Change Makers that works with spice makers and tea and like is trying to bring food products to the United States. It's not the U.S. that's creating the problems, it's logistics. It's getting your products out of Nigeria, getting them insured, containerized, and then finding distributors in the United States. All of which is just a matter of hustle, which means you can figure it out because you're Nigerian women. And you will hustle, and I know you'll find a solution. So I hope that answers you, but you should definitely talk offline with Nick. She's actually working on that exact thing. And that's why she went to the US on Select USA. All right, let's hear it. Back there. Hi.
I problems different from everybody. I produce for local farmers. I then fertilize them. So I want more knowledge on it, and I need sophisticated equipment that I can use so that I produce for farmers to plant and export their product. I need to meet their target of the kind of produce they need to produce out. So I don't have a group to identify with because my own is I want the knowledge, I want the equipment, and I want to penetrate more to the local market because farmers really need fertilizers. The chemical ones they are producing for them is too expensive and it's spoiling the soil the more. So I want to go more of organic. I've started organic mineral blending between organic and the chemical. So my own is to get more.
So agriculture is a key industry for us here. It's the #1 employer in Nigeria. And so the U.S. Department of Agriculture has an office in Lagos. And we work specifically with how to increase yields, how to reduce post-harvest loss, and how to introduce American agricultural technology, seeds, genetics for livestock, and technology like better fertilizers into the agricultural value chain of irrigation. So again, give your card to Julie, Amanda, or me, we can connect you with our agricultural services. They do the same thing that NUSA does for importers and exporters, they do for specifically the agricultural value chain. And you'll see, like, there are dairy cows in PT State that were imported from the United States. There are American, irrigation systems. There's fertilizer coming in, and this is exactly what we're focused on. So that, because your problem is the same as everyone else's, which is, how can you bring world-class products and services and goods into this market and then help them develop? And I want to make just one more case because I think this is going to speak to each of you too, which is, I'm talking about American exports to Nigeria, but when I talk about export, it drives innovation. Because I have met so many American exporters who bring their goods here, and then those goods end up changing when they meet the market, right? A good business person modifies to their customers' needs. So they come in here and they say, oh, I want to do this, and this is the way we did it in Germany. Well, guess what? Germany is not Nigeria. So you add value to that value chain. You come in and you say, hey, you know, your fertilizer is it's not working for this type of product, or the thing that you tried to be successful with here can be modified, and then that leads to investment, right? They enter into joint ventures. They start to look at you and say, oh, you understand the market, you understand the value chain. Let's work together. And then they start to produce. And it happens in every industry. So when you think about it, think big, and we'll make that connection for you, promise. Okay? I don't want to dominate the whole day. Yeah, I could go on. Let's do one more question. Sure. Let's go right here. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do 2 fast questions. Go ahead.
But there's another part of research that supports the for instance, the emerging technology is when it comes to renewable energy, like green hydrogen and fuel cells, and we have qualifications for that. But we don't have a practical experience. Is it possible to leverage this execution method to be able to have practical experiences from the US, like green energy value in the that we can import the technologies that we have to in the past?
Of course, thank you. So can I just thank all of you for actually asking questions? So often, like you say these things, let's have a question, and you get like a 3-minute speech about whatever. So thank you for asking questions. All of you have asked questions and been very succinct. So I think research and connecting that type of research is absolutely critical. You should be doing that, and now you have this network, right? And I guarantee that there are people here who are connected to research institutions in the United States. I actually just bought an electric motorcycle here that's made in Nigeria. It's actually made from parts put together, and the batteries are made in Nigeria. And he used to live and work in the United States, and was working in like the clean energy sector. So the people who are doing that are coming. Before I came here this morning, I went to our education fair. And there are 17,000 Nigerians studying and working, or studying in the United States. Not working because they study and then they come home. But half of them are in graduate school, more than half, now it's almost 60%. Which means they come back with these deep ties to our research institutions. So again, this is actually this is Amanda's job and Julie's job, to connect you to our research institutions, to link you up with our universities. So if you have something that you want to do, we see it every day. We see our alumni of our exchange programs coming back and saying, I met so-and-so, I met so-and-so, I want to bring that research here. I want them to be doing research on this market. That's something that we're very easy to do. And this should be great.
Yeah, I'm trained there, and then I'm a farmer, lifelong farmer. Yes.
It's not the only farmer.
So I'm trying to dive back into dairy now, because yesterday we met with said that we're trying to collaborate with farmers in Nigeria to produce milk. And it's been a challenge for some of my colleagues that are to dairy, because it's hard for them to get at least 5 liters from the cow. So we're looking for an opportunity in place. Our branch in the US that I can be able to go for training, just to actually see how we do it. Because you see, it can be the US 2 years and so big. And we have a 4-year-old cow here that is so small. Yes, so how do they do? I think that knowledge. And how we can
Okay, so as I said, I only have one job, which is a diplomat. So I don't have like diplomat and dairy farmer and cow producer, but I know guys who do. And literally there are Holstein cows from the United States and in KT State. I've seen them with my own eyes producing a lot of milk. So part of it's genetics, right, in the cows that you're using. Part of it's feed, part of it's value chain. And here's an option for your business people here, and I'm sure there's supply chain people here. 70% or more of Nigeria's agricultural production is lost post-harvest. So if I were an entrepreneur in Nigeria, I'd be working on supply chain, getting that stuff to market, and cold chain, right? The price of like lots of cheese in Nigeria is insane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because your dairy products aren't getting from where the dairy is to the market, and it's curdling, literally, and going bad before cheese is produced because there's no cold chain. So that's like a huge opportunity in the food production market, and I'm sure that lots of other much smarter people than me can look at that. But we can connect you with the agricultural service, at least to get you thinking about where we're investing and what's happening in the system. It's not just dairy, it's cashews, it's groundnuts, it's cassava, it's palm wine, and on and on. I have had so much fun today. Sorry I can't take any more questions. I'm waiting for you. If they let me, I can do this all day long. But I think you would get angry with me. Can I take a few pictures? Thank you. Let's do it. Thank you.
White. Normally for this
Please.
You can't see everybody. You can?
Hey. Alright, look at Io. Hi, Io.
Okay. So everyone look into this camera. Okay. Say hi. Everyone, wait. One more time. Wait. Now look into this camera, everyone. Straight into this camera. Doctor, stay.
Stay, yeah, stay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good? Yeah, very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It's lunchtime, everybody. We're taking lunch break. All right, ladies, cameras. All right. Okay. Okay, we're going. Last picture. All right. What by now? Careful, please. Ready? Your face? Okay. If you say that, we're going to take 200 individual selfies.
Amanda? Hello.
Happy birthday.
You can see me.
Okay.
Picture, okay?
This might help me. Sorry, I want to grab it.
Last one, ready? Put a picture in my hand.
Sorry. I wasn't looking.
Hi, my name is Will Stevens. I'm the U.S. Consul General here at the U.S. Consulate General in Lagos, and we're today attending the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs 2.0, which is a collection an incredible reunion of over 130 of the 150 women who have graduated from the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs in the last few years. We've been doing this for 5 years, since 2019. And this year we're celebrating the incredible women that have gone through the program. Now, what is the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs? This is a program that the US government sponsors together with local partners here to train women who want to start their businesses or who already have small businesses and help them get their businesses to grow and be ready for further investment. So it can be in businesses in everything from technology, agriculture, trade, investments, services, and we help them, and they connect actually with mentors in the United States at a graduate school of business in Arizona, as well as with mentors in the private sector in the US and with each other. And they build this incredibly strong cohort, which you're seeing today, of women entrepreneurs across Nigeria who are investing in one another and growing their businesses and employing Nigerians. It's incredible. It's so inspiring to see these women tackling the tough problems of being entrepreneurs and looking to partner with the United States. I'm so excited to be here.
So I do know that there are quite a number of persons that still want to be part of this program. So how does it go?
Yeah, so every year we run an intake of people who are interested in participating in the program, and then we select a core group of 30 to 50 women each year who then participate. And what I was telling the women today is I'd love for them to pay it forward, right? They've been able to have this incredible opportunity. It's one of the great parts of working in Nigeria is the incredible ability of Nigerians to pay it forward, to give back for what they've received, and the gratitude, but also the willingness to share their expertise. And we see that today. They mentor each other, they support each other, and we're so excited that they're doing that back in their own communities. Thank you. All right. Appreciate it.
Please let me just have a shot of it, please.